Assalamu alaikum. The poem Woman Work by Maya Angelou. This poem is included in the syllabus of BA Part 1, English Compulsory, and today we are going to read the explanation and examination questions of this poem. Here is the introduction of the writer. Maya Angelou, born Margarita Ann Johnson, April 4, 1928 in St. Louis, Missouri, was an American poet, memoirist, actress, and an important figure in the American civil rights movements. Memoirist is a person who writes their memory in the book form. And these books can be the form of novel, these can be direct biographies, and she has written 6 of them. In 2001, she was named one of the 30 most powerful women in America by Ladies' Home Journal. Maya Angelou is known for her series of 6 autobiographies, starting with I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, 1969, which was nominated for a National Book Award and called her magnum opus. Magnum opus means the best book written by a writer, a masterpiece, a classic that is appreciated everywhere. Her volume of poetry, Just Give Me a Cool Drink of Water, Before I Die, was nominated for the Pulitzer Prize. Pulitzer Prize is the only second to the Nobel Prize in importance, and it is a very significant prize that has been won by our author. These are the titles of some of the books that she has written, and all these books are her autobiographies. These are written in novel form, in narrative style, with the first person narrative, and the books are beautifully written. Especially I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings is an extremely well written book. It is the first book, so it tells about her childhood, and from then on the books keep on telling about her the adolescence and the youth and then the maturity of the said lady. Other books names are And Still I Rise, Phenomenal Woman, The Heart of a Woman, and A Letter to My Daughter. Maya Angelou is one of those authors who are quite quotable. When they write something, it can be quoted quite easily. There are very few words that say something about a very great phenomena or some great emotion, or they are extremely inspirational. So these 3 quotations are here that I have selected. If you are always trying to be normal, you will never know how amazing you can be. Here she is trying to tell that we as people should try to explore ourselves, our potential, how great we can be, how much we can learn, and how much we can rise from a normal standard. Second one is you may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. Another great saying that if we cannot control our lives, and obviously mostly we cannot, whatever happens to us does happen to us, but she says that we have a decision to make. We need to control ourselves and try to be as good, as nice, and as competent as we are, even if the circumstances are wrong. Number third quote is life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. And that means that when we live a life, for example, if we are 15 years old or 30 years old, it does not define us. Actually, those moments define us, that were worth living. Here is the poem, and I shall recite it for you. Woman Work by Maya Angelou. I have got the children to tend, the clothes to mend, the floor to mop, the food to shop. Then the chicken to fry, the baby to dry. I got company to feed, the garden to weed. I have got the shirts to press, the tots to dress, the cane to be cut. I gotta clean up this hut. Then see about the sick and the cotton to pick. Shine on me sunshine, rain on me rain, fall softly dewdrops and cool my brow again. Storm, blow me from here with your fiercest wind. Let me float across the sky till I can rest again. Fall gently, snowflakes, cover me with white, cold icy kisses, and let me rest tonight. Sun, rain, curving sky, mountain, ocean, leaf, and stone, stars shine, moon glow. You are all that I can call my own. The poem is written in simple words. It is very emotional, very direct. The appeal to the senses is also extremely explicit here. Moreover, there is a certain music of words, but we see that after some lines there is a sort of jolt, a gap into the rhyme scheme. It seems to awake something, as if the writer wants to break the monotony of a woman's life and wants to make her awake, wants to make her start up and feel that her life is too monotonous and her life is too ordinary. So she needs to wake up and make some changes that will show the traits of her personality that are suppressed because of overwork and dull routine. From the very first line, we shall start explaining this. I have got the children to tend. Woman work. Actually, the poem is about the life of a housewife. You see that when a woman goes for a job, she is working for 8 hours or 4 or 5 hours or any timing that has been given to her on this job. After that, she is free from her job. But a housewife has to do her work for 24 hours. She has no vacation, she has no gap, she has no salary, and she is not even appreciated much. So that is why this poem explains the situation of a housewife, that what things she has to do while staying at home. She tends the children, takes care of them, the clothes to mend. Then she mends the clothes, and if there are children in the house, mostly the clothes are in the position to be mended because mostly children tear their clothes very easily. The floor to mop. It is her duty to clean the house and mop the floor with something that is wet, and she needs to clean everything around her. The food to shop. It is also the job of the housewife to go to grocery shopping, and she needs to buy food for all the family. So it is an extra work that she has to do. Then the chicken to fry. After buying the grocery, she will go to the kitchen and she will fry the chicken, or she will prepare the meal from that things that she has taken with her grocery list. The baby to dry, and after she is free from the cooking chores, she needs to take care of the little baby who always wants more attention than the other children. I got company to feed. It is the job of a woman to feed the guests, to take care of them, and to show every type of care she can to them, and to be a completely hospitable hostess. All these jobs are her responsibility. The garden to weed. A woman of mediocre status cannot keep a gardener. She has to keep the garden in the shape as well. So when her housework is ended, she goes to the garden and weeds it, takes away the unwanted plants from it, cleans it, and this job is also her responsibility. I have got shirts to press. Then comes the task of ironing, and most of us know and hate ironing because ironing is very tiring and very annoying job. A woman has to iron a lot of clothes. This is also considered normal that it is her job to be doing. The tots to dress. Tots mean little children, toddlers who cannot walk properly. She has to dress them up. The elder children can dress themselves, but the little children cannot. So the mother has to dress them, and this is also responsibility of the woman. The cane to be cut. I gotta clean up this hut, then see about the sick and the cotton to pick. Other things that she has to do. Now these chores are not inside the house. These things are that she has to do outside the house. These are the things that the women in the villages do every day. They do the housework and do the work outside in the fields as well. So a woman has to cut the cane, that means cutting away of the sticks from a field, or it can be sugar cane as well, but apparently it seems that it is just cane that she cuts the sticks outside in a field to use in the house. I gotta clean up this hut, then she has to clean her house as well, that always needs cleaning, especially when there are children about. Then see about the sick. And if someone is sick in the house or in the neighborhood, it is also a woman's job to take care of the sick people, and it adds to her burden of responsibilities. And the cotton to pick. Then she has to pick the cotton. The poem is written by an American woman, and cotton picking is one of the jobs that is done by the village folk there, especially women. We know that even in Pakistan, women do most of the cotton picking. So, to make some extra money, mostly women go to the fields for this job, and this is also considered their responsibility. Now the half part of the poem is done, and the half part was all about the extraordinary burden of responsibility on a woman that is of middle class, and also maybe she lives in a village, she is a housewife, she has no job outside the house, but housework is more than enough to keep her busy. Now the second portion of the poem is about connection of that woman to nature. As we know that in literature there are three attitudes of nature discussed. Nature can be kind to human beings, nature can be enemy of human beings, or nature can be totally indifferent to humanity, what we do and what we don't. Here the woman says, shine on me sunshine, rain on me rain, fall softly dewdrops and cool my brow again. It seems like an invocation, like a sort of prayer that she is praying to nature that sunshine should make her happy by its glittering rays, and the rain should make her happy again by its soothing touch. She wants the dewdrops to softly fall and cool her brow, that is most probably warm because of her overwork. She is asking nature to help her out and soothe her nerves that are extremely tight because of overwork. Storm, blow me from here with your fairest wind. Let me float across the sky till I can rest again. The woman is very tired. She has worked so much that now her bones are tired. And she says to the storm, she says to the huge rain and gusts of wind that please take me away from this place where I have to do so much work. And your very fast wind should help me out, carry me away, so that I may not stay there for some time. He says to the storm that please take me to the sky, I want to fly and I want some rest. These lines indicate escape. The woman is so tired of her life that she wants an outlet, a catharsis, an escape. She wants to spend some time for herself, and as human beings are unable to do that for her, she is asking forces of nature to help her out. Fall gently, snowflakes, cover me with white, cold, icy kisses, and let me rest tonight. She appeals to the snowflakes that please you should fall slowly, gently, kindly over me and cover me with your whiteness and cold, icy kisses. You should love me with your coldness, and I want some rest tonight. Again, she is asking a force of nature, a power of nature to help her, to make her rest, to let her sleep, to make her go for an escape, go for a catharsis, a place where she can rest. And from the complete lines here, we can easily guess that it seems that in real life there is no rest. There is no place she can go. That is why she is asking for an imaginary escape. Sun, rain, curving sky, Mountain, oceans, leaf, and stone. Star, shine, moon, glow, you are all that I can call my own. The woman says that only sun belongs to me, only there is rain I can ask something of, and the sky that is curved, that is rounded, that is like a dome, that is like a round ball covering the earth all around. Only these things are that I can ask something from. Mountains, hills, oceans, seas, leaf and stone, the other things that nature has created, then the light of the stars and the moonlight. All these things, the woman says, are my own. Only you are that I can call my own. It seems strange that a woman who has children, who has a house, who has a family, she says that the nature is the only phenomena or the like a power that is close to her, that can feel her pain, that can feel how fatigued she is. And this is something, a style of thinking, a view of the things that we shall discuss later, that how nature becomes the only solace for those people who think that otherwise humanity has nothing to offer them, and actually not visualize the struggle they are going through. Themes of this poem are here: woman work, life of a housewife. First of all, the theme is that how a housewife has to do a lot of work, but she is totally unappreciated. That work is not considered something, and mostly people think that the woman in the house does nothing. Then there is feminism of 70s. In 70s, women had very fewer rights. That is why Maya Angelou was one of the pioneers of the women movement then, and she has written this poem especially in that context. Unsung heroine behind the fabric of society. This idea that the society is actually cultivated and standing on its feet because of the women who are working tirelessly behind it to keep the institution of the home in front of everything, and they have lost their personalities and they worked so hard only to keep their home intact, and the homes make the society, so they should be appreciated. Unreal expectations from women. This poem also discusses that women are expected to do all that work, and if they do it, it goes unappreciated. If they don't do it, people think that they are actually leaving out their responsibilities. So, this unreal expectations should end. Need of appreciation for homemaker. This is also a theme, that a person who makes a home is worth appreciating. So, at least she should be given some time to rest, and also her efforts should be appreciated by the other members of family. We see that ideal woman depicted in the popular culture is mostly a woman who is working in the kitchen or working on the house chores. You can see on the left side a woman that is shown with two pots, and she is cooking something, and she has a book in her hand, maybe this is a recipe book. Such picture of women is appreciated, and you can see that mostly the ads you see on the TV, the women are shown washing clothes, doing something in the kitchen, like this is something especially a woman must do, although every person should take part in the household chores. Then on the right side you see a picture of Cinderella by Disney, that even the Disney heroines are shown to be working like in the kitchen, or washing clothes or washing the floor, as if it is something expected from a good woman. So, this concept by the popular culture was also very dominant in that time, and people appreciated only that woman who could go through all these things without complaint. That is why a school of thought was made, and because of it, mostly this is not considered something like a contribution by a woman if he is doing so much work. There is a reference I would like to make. There is a story, The 12 Months. There is a novel on this topic as well. It is a Russian fairy tale. In this story, there is an orphan girl. She is sent to the forest in January night in great cold by her wicked stepmother. When she goes to the forest, she meets 12 months in human form there. There are 12 men who are sitting around the fire in the jungle, and they are 12 months. The girl tells them her story, and she tells them that her mother has asked her to get some snowdrop flowers, and because the king's daughter has announced a reward on it. The 12 must give her the flower by asking February, who is the month for the flowers of this kind. They declare her a maid of all seasons, and they say that we have seen you working in all the season in the outdoors. We know you. That is why we are helping you. This illustrates folk concept that the woman who does her daily chores is admired and helped by nature, even if she is not appreciated by the human world around. I always remember this story when a woman's work is considered, that whenever you are working in sync with nature, nature is always helpful to you because it would appreciate you. The same thing seemed to be asked by the woman in the poem we are reading. These are the important questions. Write a critical appreciation of the poem Woman Work by Maya Angelou. Second question is write a character sketch of the woman described in the poem. And the third one is what is the role of nature in the poem. Thanks for watching.